All right, so last video, which I edited not too long ago and everything, same day, different time of day. There was a gasket leak on the stuffer that we had noted. So, as you'll see, I've already taken the liberty of taking the handle and unbolting the oiler and everything, but I haven't peeked into it yet. I'm saving that for the both of us. So let's go ahead, let's get started. Alright, so we gotta go ahead, get you all down here. Alright, I can do that too, that's fine. Get you all down here. We'll go ahead and take a peek in this gear. I got the Rule King bag over the gas tank because the cap has the vent for the very top of it, keep from leaking. And I can see a bunch of oils already come out of the stuffer. That's just great. Ooh, nice and clean inside. I don't see anything bad. Whatnot, so that's good. So somebody has been in here. So, all right. So first off, these rings will not work in this. Thankfully, it isn't a problem because I'm going to show you another spot that McCulloch was, or dealers or whatever, were notorious. Clean up this oil-soaked rag here real quick. What a mess! What a mess! What a mess! All right, notorious for stamping right here. See this right here, down at the bottom? At 20? I hate when they stamp them there, but this saw has been worked on before, taken apart. It is 20 over. It's not got rings for a not 20 over. Great. Still keep them. You never know. So, 20 over. She's nice and clean in there. Mind you, we just had this run not too long ago. It's still kind of warm. I mean, we had it running a week ago. What are you talking about? So, been in here before. And, so this saw was a pretty good workhorse. I could not tell you where it come from originally. Bolt missing up here. Probably from last being fixed. Bearings have been replaced. Which means also the seals. And if it's been done by a dealer, which it's been stamped lightly and somebody ding-donged really bad on it, might have been an apprentice. It's got very light stampings there. And then there's harder ones. So, 20 over. That's good. Which means it's been freshened up at one time, and it's definitely not from any of that stuff. It's normal play in there. Normal side-to-side play it's supposed to have, or going to have. I just don't see anything wrong with the innards. Sorry if my head's in the way. Looks very beautiful in there. Super clean. It's torqued down, and the caps are not all, the bolts are not wankled up. So, it ain't low compression, it was just, it was just, ignition. 58196 is the crankshaft number. Good to know. Is that McCulloch on there? I don't know. Alright, so we know what the problem isn't, because we've already seen it run all over the place. Lubricated up very well, and that clots is pretty good stuff. So, we know that. It's been bored over before. That's excellent. Our problem does not lay within there, though. Our problem lies this gasket is leaking, but also somebody had stripped out that bolt when they went to put it back in. So, looks like the nut might be bad, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to take this apart because the nut only comes out the other direction. No, we might be able to tap one in and out. I don't know. somebody before me had stripped it, trying to put it back in. Oh, look. Probably what caused the leak on the gasket to begin with, because it was around that, so. Also on this bolt right up here, if you don't have a thin wall socket, you're going to have to tap a socket on around it to get that out 7/16. So, go ahead, get all the hardware out here. What a delicious mess everywhere. Well, we're going to be replacing all this anyway, so it don't matter if I rip them. Well, that's gross. I thought it would gooey whirled in there. Crap and stuff, so I'll have to do that. This bolt has been replaced, it looks like 2 at some point, because it likes to slide out. That's been replaced, so I'll have to fix that, address that issue. Crimp that back, put that on, so we got some stuff to do anyways inside here. Lots to do and little time. Alright, well, staring at it ain't gonna fix anything, is it? Just observing though, I guess. And just leaking past the gasket here. It's just a little moist than normal. So that's where the fuel and the wetness was coming from on there, so. Alrighty, well, I'll get stuff cleaned up here. And we're going to go ahead and also use my 3D printed gaskets. From the looks of it, I really kind of didn't need to go overboard and completely block that off. I could have just wallowed that out by design. I'll probably put a big old circle in there at some point to cut down on print time and everything. But for now, though, that will do the job with a little bit of sealer around the edges. Because I've already used it on one saw and it works successfully. And we've also got this one too, which that'll go on the reverse side and fit beautifully. Look at that. So, all right, I gotta get stuff cleaned up here, scraped off, and we'll go from there. All right, well, the good news is I do not need to take stuff apart to get the nut out. That lower one, it is completely stripped in there. So somebody went to town on that and just destroyed it. So I got to find another nut, which I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch of those in the arsenal. Find that, and maybe a new bolt, whether it's an Allen or whatever, and get that fixed. I've got everything cleaned up, wire wheeled, degreased with brake cleaner, so all surfaces are good. And then get our awesome, cool gasket maker, put that around it, make sure we put the oiler back in, check everything once over, and toss her back together. Oh, that's right, we also got to fix that right there. And try to figure a way to prevent it from slipping out. JB Weld doesn't really do the greatest job when it comes to capturing it, so it just may be something to look out for and keep an eye on in the future. But get those few little things done here. Hopefully we'll have a running saw, cutting. I don't know. We'll find out. Still got to get that carbon tuned and stuff, and hopefully the seals are all fine in it, because I've already gone this far, but I really don't want to tear everything out to do that. But seeing it has aftermarket bearings in it and it's been worked on before, I severely doubt the seals are the issue. It's just that this was leaking pretty bad. I got to get another bolt up there for the top up here that's missing. Helps hold stuff together. So lots of little stuff, but not too bad. But yep. All right, continue on. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and fix this bolt problem. Inside here, we're just gonna go ahead, give this a little squeeze. Bolt. Ugh. Let me clean that off, I'll tell you. Cleaned. Enough. Wiped. There we go. She in there now. and secure-ish. Go. Custom fit like it was meant to be in there. Yeah, it's been replaced at one point. I have to give it a bit more squeeze and then more squeeze. Pretty good. Pretty good. Always wants to slide back. I doubt there's really any good fix for that other than just be careful and don't let it go like that or else you're going to be back into it. Just kidding. Well, yeah, unless you can somehow fish it through the other way, but so, all right, let's go ahead because I've tried JB Weld on that before and it just doesn't hold. Because once you start torquing on it, it breaks the end. So, be careful. That's all my word of advice. So, go ahead. Let's button this bad boy back up. Oh, yeah. And going through the stash, I found a bolt. I found a nut to replace it on the back side back there. So, we're good. I'll tell you, having a vise really helps a ton assembling this, getting everything in there. And the bolt on the back, just had to carefully use the punch and persuade up. Somebody had done that before, forgotten about it, so the block was already clearanced for it. It had previous marks on it, kind of made me question what was going on, and that's what it was. So, but tapped it in there, put the bolt all the way down, tapped it up in there till the bolt lifted enough. It tells me that it can do thread engagement and finish it up itself. So, we've got this old girl buttoned up on the front here, sealed up good with the homemade gaskets. I really love being able to do that. The precision on them is nice. Very, very nice to have precision stuff like that. And just tell the printer to print and you walk away. Okay, may need the hammers again, but I had to tap them down to get through the holes. I made sure they were really tight to seal and everything. Every gasket got sealed front, side, back to back, and everything, so it's good. Oiler works, pumps, so that's good. At least theoretically it works. Got it cleaned out, everything, so all is happy there. Let's hope that's a problem. I'm still thinking that carb might be trash, though. Who knows at this point? So, ain't leaking fuel everywhere. So the tank gasket's holding up just fine. We got to get that full wrap back on and see what we can do. Like I say, I don't know about that carb. It ran and then just pooping on its face and stuff. You would think at least with an air leak it would have been a little consistent, but who knows. Let's hope we don't have to get back in there and do crank seals. That'll really suck. Still got plenty of these gaskets for man, but the inside is clean, and that's a really nice part about this. So, has been bored over, which means like I say, the rings ain't gonna do me any good. And finding 20 over, good luck. Just kind of parts that are fading away. If it ain't one of the common 125 series and stuff like that, people really don't mess with them too much. But these right here, ain't too bad, to be honest. Ain't bad at all. Alrighty, so we're back together here. Only took 45 minutes, hour, taking my time and everything. So let stuff cure, and then a little bit here, and then we'll try to fire it up maybe. See? Muffler's still on. Everything is still good. So let's hope for the best here. I'm still, like I said, I'm still not sold on that carb. Everything like that. Finding a good Tildeson carb is really getting difficult to find. Especially the old ones. Shafts are worn out, parts wear out and everything. It's like, ugh. So, alright. So let it do its job. Looks like a mouse chewed on this a few times. It got burnt by the exhaust and everything. That's just great. So, alright. Get the starter cover tightened up here and we'll go from there. Take 437, attempt to start. We'll see if it runs or if it wants more. At least it runs, that's the positive. Somewhat. Screwdriver, that'd be helpful. Other than the idle, I haven't touched the 2 turns out I've got on her. Whew. Gonna need to tighten that side cover up more. Think we got her? Sure. It'll retract if it wants. Something. But she's going to run off of the tank, or are we just going to keep fighting the carb problems and find another carb in the future? Ugh. I think we're just fighting carb problems now. That's my theory. carburetor. It's absolutely the carburetor, and running good there, full throttle it, and it's like a circuit open. It's just not properly acting, and it just flooded now. I mean, it was lean, rich, idling, hit the gas, and just dying. Beginning there, I was holding it, choking it, and everything, and it still isn't. So it's a carburetor issue on this one, unfortunately. More fortunately, I guess. I would rather say it that way. Yeah, it's just, the screws are so far turned out on this, it isn't even funny. And I tried to spray it. Of course, I'm out of spray. So, chasing carburetor issues. How much fun is that? I kind of wanted to run it to see if it was a PTO seal or anything like that, but I have my doubts. Being rebuilt, I doubt it's that. I said it's got aftermarket bearings and everything in it, so I don't know. I just don't know. Muffler's not coming loose, so well, it's variable. We don't have to worry about. Kind of a long run there, at least. I mean, but it's, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna lean towards carb because you try to mess with it and then does stuff and then pfft, it did weird stuff. So we'll see. But see if I can get it right. If not, we'll end the video and figure something out here. I'm not gonna order another 090. I've got them in the house. Just got to build them or put them back together or something like that. So, but this one is kind of unique in how it's constructed too. So who knows? We'll figure something out. It's running good, but hold on, we about out of gas. It's running good there, and then yeah, we're running out of gas. So it was running good there, and then it picked up fuel. It lost fuel, and it's falling on its face. So let me fill this thing up a little bit more. We'll go from there. But it's doing good. I got the screws all turned in where they should be, and I don't know. Alright, so as we saw, it runs fantastic. It's the carburetor is what the issue is. Now, it'll idle, and it does a great job at that. You rev it up, it responds to it, but more often than it should, and probably never should, actually, I should say, what is happening is the carburetor is not resupplying the fuel within it fast enough. So the metering lever needs to be adjusted to where it opens a little bit more. Because when you're revving it up and giving her all the revs, all the strokes I should say, you do that, it when it comes down off of its recovery and everything, it leans out. But what's happening is it's staying leaned out, wanting to fall on its face. So you either have to try to rev it to get the velocity back up while the carb recovers to pull more, or I put my fingers over it and it chokes it, forcing more fuel out of the tank to give it the recovery it needs. So this carburetor, as is, I have not messed with the metering or anything, just replaced the thing on it, the underside, and it's not allowing quite enough fuel back into it. But it revs up, does excellent and stuff, but it's falling on its face really bad and stuff like that. Once in a while it's okay, but it tells me inside of a cut or under a load, it's not going to be able to supply enough. And I was turning the screws out and with minimal effects on anything. So it is a carburetor thing. But the proof of concept is that it does run. It was not the rings, and that's what we were going for. New sealed up on the front. The gaskets are holding up excellent. It's doing really good. So part of the problem was also that other one just leaking like hell, and that's not good on a two-stroke. The crank seals seem good. It's not running it. It's not doing anything weird. It sat there and idled beautifully. Just that McCulloch thump and everything. I just threw what I could hear through the headphones and stuff, but just I'm very pleased with this one that it was not the rings or anything like that, but it was just broke down into the simples. It was the ignition was the reason why it was not running, on top of the coil being the problem, and it was not gapped right. Yeah, the front seal was also part of the problem and stuff like that. So in my filming also, my stand broke again. The JB wheel is just not holding up, so I'm gonna have to wrap something like wire or something around it to fix that and everything. I'm not giving up on this whole thing just yet. I'm gonna get my 20 bucks worth out of it. But I gotta fix that too. It's got a zip tie holding things together, which is awesome. But if you liked this video and the series right here, you want to see a cut with it, let me know in the comments. I'll probably end up ripping this carb back out at some point to get that fixed and everything and whatnot. But I know it's pretty lengthy on getting to run the tune and stuff like that. But it's definitely got it's a metering problem internally. I need to bend it ever so slightly so it opens it up a little bit more, so that there's always this constant supply of fuel in there, and then the Sol engine just takes what it needs from there. And instead it seems like I'm having to open things up to try to fuel it, and it just isn't, the supply isn't there. So I want to say thanks for watching. You love this series, you love these kinds of things. I'm always looking for these big old Macs right here for the right price. Gear drive ones are an awesome thing. An 840 gear drive would be really nice. I doubt another 790. Good Lord, stupid me ripped that apart. But no, race saw came out of it. That's good. And we've got a 790 engine over there. I might make a rebar frame for it someday. Who knows what's going to happen with that project? But gotta figure out what's next. Like I say, it's getting cold and stuff. It's gonna be getting cold here real quick. I mean, we went from 90s to 70s, and 70s to 50s is what's coming up. Then it'll kind of hover back up until low 60s. But we've got carbs to rebuild. We've got things to do. I'm not sure if I want to rebuild the Race Saw's carb right now, if I want to, or just wait till next year on that. It's got a lot of love, and it was just a blistering hot summer this year. It was just terrible. So, all right, I'm yammering on like normal and everything. So, if you like what you see, thanks for watching. Let everybody know. You can find me in Modified Saws, McCulloch Chainsaws North America. That's the main McCulloch group that you'll find me in. I got an Instagram, Mr_Mac_Gray, all lowercase letters. That's also up in the community section. You can find a link to that if you got an Instagram. And message me on Instagram if you got any questions and stuff like that. Try to help the best I can and whatnot. And yeah, I'm just very pleased to see that this old girl is running and running great. And as good as it's going to allow, the carburetor will allow it to right now. And it's going to be getting to dinner time here. I've been out here all day. So thought about going hunting. I ain't going hunting right now. So thought about tomorrow morning, but I'm going to wait till we get that cold drop. So anyways, just want to say thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. We might continue on with this. Who knows what's going to happen. Says it has low compression. I beg to differ. That ain't moving at all.